ठीक है ठीक है. Good evening, students. With another session of English. So today we are going to take further our verb basics chapter, and we left with discussing will and shall yesterday, right? So now we will learn about would and should first, right? So as in previous session, I told you that could is past tense of can and might is past tense of may. So would and should are past tense and shall. In order to express past habits in the sentences, what we generally use would. Right, when we were in hostel, we would practice dance for hours, or I can say, or instead we can also for hours. We danced for hours for when we were in hostel. Would is also used for making polite requests. There is a difference between casual respects, there is a difference between formal request, and there is a difference between polite requests. When I'm talking with one of my seniors in office, I will say, could you just help me in this? When I'm talking to my friend, my then I will say, can you please help me out in this? Or when I'm talking to some boy, like whom I don't know much and with whom I just want to be a polite, then I'll say, would you just help me out? Right? So, would is also used for making polite requests. Would you help me out with this issue? Would you just wait for a second? In order to express suggestion, advice in a sentence, should will be used. You should have to crack the exam. You should write carefully. Okay, I told you there is another modal which is known as less. See, you need not to get confused about less. This less possess the same meaning as otherwise. If I say keep a distance, otherwise you fall. You will fall. In the similar manner, you can say keep a distance lest you fall. Are you getting my point? Right. So you should. She danced beautifully. Lest she should lose. I have only mentioned less plus should here, but you need to remember one thing. Either we can use V1 without S या ES. Either you people can use first form of verb without S or ES, that is base form of verb with less, or you people can use should with less. Either you can say she danced beautifully lest she lose the competition, or either you people can say she danced beautifully lest she should lose the competition. I already told you in our previous class, that after modals, V1 is used. After modals in any tense, in any sentence, we always and always use first form of verb. Now, they don't meet him lest they should fight for money. You can very well say they don't meet him lest they fight for money. It is correct. And you can also say they don't meet him lest they should fight for money. Both the sentences are correct, right? Okay, so I told you helping verbs are of three types. One is modals, are primary auxiliary verbs. Another ones are marginal auxiliary verb. And one more thing which I told you was that I told you that there are certain verbs which can only be used as helping verb. There are certain verbs which can only be used as, there are certain verbs which can be used as helping verb and as well as main verbs. And primary auxiliary verbs are one of them, which means they can be used as helping verb as well as main verb. Right? Now, there are three primary auxiliary: do, and have. If I talk about the forms of be, then we have is, am, are, was, were, been, been. If I talk about the forms of do, did, does, done. Talk about has, have, had. So these all are primary auxiliary verbs. Primary auxiliary verbs can work as helping verb as well as main verb. First thing. Second thing is there are just three primary auxiliary verbs: be, do, and have. Be has forms is, am, are, was, were, been, been. Do have forms did, does, done. Have has forms has, have, had. Now let me first tell you how the verbs are written in English. Do we write verbs? What are the form of verbs? Like, you need to understand first that we have always read in our school time. We have always read there are three forms of verbs. That is V1, V2, and V3. So if I talk about V1, V2, V3, then it would be go, went, gone. For the instance, for the time being, I'm taking go into consideration. So go, went, and gone. There are three forms. Now, you will find certain books which have V1, V2, V3, V4, and V5. Right? Go, went, gone, going, goes. So, if more than V4 is plus ing. And if I talk about V5, then we add S or ES in V5, right? Go, went, gone, going, goes, right? Now, there is a very common word which is used as base form. Base form is equal to the dictionary form, which means if you are going to open the dictionary and if you are going to search for a meaningless word, then in that case, you will see that if you want to get went in dictionary or gone or goes or going in dictionary, you would find go in dictionary. Base form is equal to dictionary form, and the other forms are derived form. Other forms are known as derived form. Now, the raw form in which the verb exists is go, but when your subject is singular, then S or ES is added to it, goes. When the tense is past, it become went. When the tense is perfect, it become gone. When the tense is continuous, it become going. So that's why these forms are known as derived forms, because they are being derived from base form, which is the raw form go, right? So if you find somewhere written modals will stay base form with them. This means modals always stay V1 with them. That is go. That is raw form. That is without S or ES. Are you getting my point? Okay. See, so I was telling you that primary auxiliary verbs are the verbs that can be used as helping verbs and as well as main verbs. There are in total three primary auxiliary verbs: be, do, and have. If I talk about the forms of be, is, am, are, was, being, being, does, did, done, has, have itself is there, and had. So all these are the forms of be, do, and have. If it is written, he is a teacher. You basically need to understand when a verb is being, it is main verb. Only main verb has the capability, only main verb has the ability to stand alone. To stand alone. That's why whenever a given verb is all alone, it means that it is a main verb, right? Now, if I say he is working hard, is also verb, working is also verb. So in this case, is will be helping verb. If those given verbs are being followed by another verb, if the given verbs are being followed by another verb, then in that case, all these verbs will become helping verb and the another main verb, right? He is a teacher. Is his main verb here? He is working hard. Is helping verb here, and working is main verb here. Similarly, he did the task. He did ask the question again. He asked the question again. He had a beautiful bungalow. He had started the job. He did the task. The verb is alone here, so of course it is an alone verb is always a main verb. He did ask the question. This verb is followed by another one. This will become helping verb. This is the main verb. He asked the question. The verb is all alone. It is main verb. He had a beautiful bungalow. Had is what? All alone, so it is main verb. He had started the job. Had is helping verb and started is main. Verb is used alone and alone verb is always a main verb. So when a verb is used all alone, it is a main verb. And when the same primary auxiliary verbs are followed by another verb, then these particular verbs will become helping verb and the following verb will become the main verb. These are the verbs that act as helping verb as well as main verb. He is good, main verb. He is working in see, helping verb. I am a doctor, main verb. I am going home, helping verb. He has been to Australia for a few days, helping verb. I do my work daily, main verb. I did not know him. See, you also need to remember one thing whenever there is not with the verb. Whenever not is there, didn't, aren't, amn't, isn't, weren't, wasn't. In that case, the particular verb is helping verb. Not can only be added to helping verb. I did not know him, helping verb. I have a car, main verb. I have not seen him. Not is there, helping verb. The third type of verb now is marginal auxiliary verb. There are three verbs here: there, need, and used to. Now, you need to understand that there and need, they can be used as helping verb as well as main verb. And used to can be used as or as an adjective. There and need are that works as helping verb as well as main verb. Also used to work as helping verb as well as an adjective. Now the question arises, if marginal auxiliary verbs also helping verb as well as main verb, and primary auxiliary verbs have the same characteristics, that they also work as helping verb as well as main verb. Now why we have a need to differentiate them? If both the kinds of verb have same characteristics, both can work as helping verb as well as main verb, then why there is a need to use differentiate these verbs? The difference is that when marginal auxiliary verbs behave as helping verbs, they become modals. I am repeating it. I said that primary auxiliary verbs are the verbs which can work both as helping verb as well as something. Marginal auxiliary verbs are also the verbs that can work as helping verb as well as main verb. Now the question arises, then why there is even need to differentiate them, because both of them have the same characteristics. But now I am saying that when marginal auxiliary verbs work as helping verbs, they follow the characteristics of modals. They follow the modal. I'm getting my point. Now, what do we mean by the characteristics of modals? In our previous session and today's session as well, I told you one very important thing. And the thing is, I told you that modals always take base form of verb. Modals always take base form of verb after them. And this is the same thing which is going to happen in the case of marginal auxiliary verbs. When marginal work is helping verb, they always take base form of verb after them, which is not true in the case of primary auxiliary verbs. That's why there was a need to differentiate between marginal auxiliary verbs and primary auxiliary verbs. Okay, there, need, and used to. Now, you need to remember when used to. Okay, let me discuss it here only on the previous slide only. When used to is used as helping verb. It would become modal, it would copy the characteristics of the modals, right? Then in that base form of verb is used after it, one thing. Second thing is if used to follows any form of be. If used to is following any form of be and the forms of be are is, am, are, was, were, being, be. If used to is following any form of be, then it used to become adjective. Then in that case, used to become adjective and used to will take V1 plus ing after it. I am saying when used to behave as a helping verb, then of course it would copy the characteristics of modals. Then in that case, used to will take first form of verb after it. If used to is following any form of be and the forms of be include is, am, are, was, were, been, being. If used to is following any form of be, then in that place V1 plus ing is used up. Then in that case V1 plus ing is used after it. Are you getting my point? Oh. Now, let us see the. Let me give you first example sentences. He used to drive. Okay. He used to drive left. He used to drive on the left in India, but now in USA he is to driving on the right. See, I do not know whether we drive left in India or right in India, but I just framed the sentence to try to understand that. Don't find logic in the sentence. He used to drive on the left in India. Now, you need to remember, used to is not following any form of be here. That's why used to is taking base form of verb here. But now in USA, he is the used to. Before used to is his present, which is a form of be. That's why we have used V1 plus ing. So you just need to remember two simple things in case of used to, if that if used to is not following any form of be, then in that case used to is being used as helping verb in a sentence, which would of course modals, and that's why it would take a base form of verb with it, one thing. And the second thing which you people need to remember is if used to is following any form of be and the form of be includes is, am, are, was, were, been, and being, then in that case used to will work as adjective and will take v1 plus ing after it. Just two things. The form of be is present before used to, it would take v1 after used to. If any form of be is present before used to, it would take V1 plus ing after used to. As he used to drive V1 because no be form is there. He is used to driving V1 plus ing because form of be is there. Used to plus first form of verb modal. Used to plus first form of verb plus ing habit. Used to plus first form of verb routine action of past. I used to dance in India modal. I have got used to dancing in America. Adjective. If have any form of verb is present before used to. Mom is used to making cupcakes. So they always come delicious. Is there, of course. Mom used to make cupcakes. No form of be is present in this sentence. So we are simply using base form of verb. They used to go for a walk. Again, no form of be is present in this sentence. So, okay. Now, dare and need. These are the auxiliary verbs which can work as helping verb as well as they can work as a main verb, right? Now, dare means to challenge someone. How dare you to talk to me in such a bad tone? How dare you to accept his message? That means how courage to accept his messages. Need means requirement. I need a new bag for my office. First of all, you need to remember whenever not is used with any form of verb, then the particular verb would become help. This is going to remember. Helping verbs are used in contracted form when not is used with them. Don't, doesn't, haven't, hasn't, isn't, aren't. Modals are always followed by first form of verb, which is we already learned. When modals are used as a main verb. Okay, this you need to remember. If there is a main verb in a sentence, that particular main verb is followed by another main verb. What I am saying, if there is a main verb in a sentence, if that particular main verb is followed by another main verb, then you need to remember one thing that the second main verb can either be 2 plus V1 or it can be V1 plus ing. I am saying if a main verb is followed by another main verb, then the second main verb can either be 2 plus V1 or it can be V1 plus ing. This thing I am going to explain to you when we are going to learn about verb. When we are going to learn about main verb, you need to remember this thing for the time. Right. Now, if they are saying that if not is present with need or dare, they would work as helping verb. And they are saying when modals are used as, see, when need and dare, when need and dare works as main verb, and if they are being followed by another main verb, then that main verb should be in 2 plus 3. If they are working as helping verb, they would follow the characteristics of modals and they would take V1 after them, base form of verb after them. If they would work as main verb and they are getting followed by another main verb, then in that case, 2 plus V1 should be there. He daren't cross the road. Modal not is attached with dare. He dare not cross the road. He He dared to cross the road, main verb. I dared to kill the cockroach, again main verb. They do not dare to go for movie. Now not is attached with what? Do. So do is what? Helping verb. Dare will become main verb and the another main verb is followed in the form of 2 plus 3 with. Nobody dares to call him by name. There's his main verb to call another main verb after it. Okay. How dare you touch my purse? In interrogative sentences, in interrogative sentences, helping verbs are always used before the subject. See, why are you hitting him so hard? Why is Nina upset? Are is. In interrogative sentences, we always use helping verb before the subject. In interrogative sentences, we always use helping verb before the subject. So there is the helping verb here. Criticize. Helping verb B1. Or Rahul doesn't dare to walk on the road. Doesn't. When not is there with any of the verb, then that verb will become helping verb. There is the main verb. If another verb is followed, it would come in 2 plus V1. So Rahul doesn't dare to walk on the road. You don't need to specify it anymore. Helping verb, main verb, main verb. You need not specify any. Need not is what? Helping verb. Not is it. Why don't need any answer? Don't. Helping verb. Need, main verb. Why need I go there? Helping verb. You did not read the whole paragraph. Not is there, helping. Got my point. It is not showing the text. Some of the forms of verb are given below. Rise, arose, arises. You just need to memorize these words. You should be aware of all the forms of verb. These are all the forms of verb given which you need to memorize. You need to know all the three main forms of the verb. There are many types of verbs. Some verbs are known as regular verbs. Some verbs are known as irregular verbs. Irregular verbs are those which have different second form. Go, went, go. Now your second form is went and third form is gone. So second and third are different from each other. These are the verbs which are known as irregular verbs. And now if I talk about regular verbs, then there are certain words that are same in second and third form. These verbs are known as regular verbs like listen, listen, listen. If you can see, all these words are similar to these side of words. Like second are same for these verbs, and such verbs are known as regular. Okay, so this was all about today. All these forms of verb you need to memorize, and this was all about basics. And from tomorrow, we are going to start verb advance. So there is a question that I am giving for you. Tomorrow, I'll be asking. The question is, mm, like humans, let me write the sentence properly. The question is for tomorrow class, like humans, the zoo animals must have a dentist in their teeth. Oh, I was saying the option. Like human beings, the zoo animals must have a dentist to dash their teeth. Repair, repaired, to repair, repair. So this is the question which we are going to discuss in the starting class. And the question is simple in front of you. Like human beings, the zoo animals must have a dentist dash their teeth. There are four options to this question. Repair, to repair, repaired, and repairs. And you people just need to find out the correct option, right? Okay. So till then, bye-bye. And we are going to start from verb advanced tomorrow. Bye-bye.